Hello, this is Forrest Price with your Monday Moments. Yes, I'm back. And today's topic, I'm going back to the Seven Deadly Sins series. We only have two left, so we're almost done. This week, the sin is envy. Something I've addressed a couple of times on other videos, and basically how most people give jealousy the credit of envy. Again, this big difference. In order for you to be jealous, you need three people. When there's only two people, that means you're envious, which is the sin we're talking about today, which is envy. So I know last week I went about 20 minutes. I'm going to try and do it 11 minutes or so or less. We'll see. See how I babble or not. All right. I'm just going to do about 7 points. We'll cover how we're envious of our friends. We're envious of our mates. We're envious of family members. So I'll just go with 7 of them because that's what I got to. Could have went farther. Could have went less, but some might be longer than the other. All right, first one. What are we envious? We're envious of money. Money matters. It can contaminate a friendship. If one friend brings in or has access to plenty of money with extra to spare, while another lives day to day or check to check, a difference in financial status affects friendship across the lifespan. In communities or social circles where couples tend to earn a lot of money, social comparisons can be especially frequent and intense. So, I don't think I have that much self-witted. I've seen it where where you're with somebody, you see just one thing and you know they can afford it. When you're trying to plan like vacations or want people to go places with you, they can't do it financially, and it does bring up some resentment. If you're in a relationship and one makes way more than the other, yeah, there's one side is envious of the other, and the other side gets resentful that they are paying everything and it's not an equal balance. I really don't know how you overcome that unless there's true love and you making everything and she working at a nonprofit and it's just a perfect fit. So I'm not saying that that's a deal breaker. I'm just saying that can cause problems. Now, especially with friendships, when you have nice stuff and they can't afford it, a lot of times they gravitate to people in their own social climate. Or you might lose friends based on the same thing. They now want to only assimilate with people in the same financial status as they're in now. So, if you're true friends, you can overcome anything. And if you're the one with the most money, you've got to be able to understand. So, all right. Relationship status. If finding a romantic partner is a priority for you, relationship status can trigger deep envious feelings if your closest friend is in a romantic relationship. I have had both men and women sit on the envious friend always engages in frequent social comparisons, and it is a self-esteem. Now I wrote some of this stuff, so I might fumble through it. So I'm going to try and ad-lib as much as possible. So, this one I've definitely gone through. Where I start dating someone, and now their friend is envious. Now, here we go. This is actually jealousy. There's 3 people. See, now I'm fumbling over my comparisons. But you know what? I'm going to throw it in anyway. So, yes, I've been in that situation where they have a close family member, and all of a sudden you're dating, and they want all this time, or they trying to butt in, or are they trying to put their 2 cents and talking bad about you. Not because they think something's bad about you. They're jealous, I'll say jealous, of the situation because their dynamics change because now all of a sudden their best friend or their relatives they hang with is now in a relationship, and now the time spent is not what it used to be. And the person a lot of people do change when they get into a relationship. If they were doing a lot of wild or crazy and partying, all that stops. So, if you had your little road dog, you go out and you going out for women or going out for men, and now all of a sudden they're with somebody, they're not doing that anymore. So people are put off, and again, if you were strong-minded, to me, whenever my friends got into something, I was happy for them. Why would I care? Well, I'm a loner, so it really didn't matter. So, but I do see it, and it has happened to me. All right, fertility and children. Now, this is kind of the same thing. This might be jealousy too. When all of a sudden your friends all of a sudden have a baby. And now more and more time is spent with their children, and that person is now jealous of the situation because, and I've seen it where they all purposely get pregnant just so they can still be in the same class, and they'll change the same way as their friend does. I mean, to have a baby, and some of it just trying to keep up with the Joneses. So I've seen it, and I've even seen to the extreme where they'll try and be closer to the other person's kid than she is to the parent. I've seen it. And people don't know how to change or adapt to situations. I mean, nothing is forever in a sense because things always change. I'm not going to be the same person 5 years from now, and neither will you, especially 10 years from now. So, all right. Physical attractiveness. Okay. Again, if you have confidence, this should not affect you. But I've seen it where there are self-esteem issues, and you might be a heavier set person, and your closest friend is thin, and you go out and you having a salad and she grubbing on chili burgers and don't gain a pound. And no matter what you eat, you gain pounds. It's not your friend's fault. I don't know if they're just blessed with good metabolism or whatever. But I've seen that too, where I've had then friends who eat way more junk than I do and don't gain a pound. Now, I don't know if I'm saying it's just human nature to be sort of envious of their situation, and just, I think more you're wishing you had the same situation as them. I don't think most cases you think ill will of them, unless they flaunt it. I'm not a bragger, but I've seen people who be friends, but still demean someone else because they're heavier set, or maybe they think they're embarrassing to be around in public, and I mean, that's crazy, But I've seen that. It goes both ways. But, if you're in that situation, you have to have the self-confidence to just be happy for them, for their situation, and do what you can about your own. So, now that was weight. I will say weight. I said physical attractiveness, which are two different things. So I'll turn around. I just covered weight. Now, physical attractiveness. Now, I've been hated on. When I was younger, I looked different. People who know me know what name I used to go by. I won't say it here, but the people who know me know what name I used to go by. And I used to get hated on all the time by other brothers who was jealous of how I looked, either my confidence or, how easier it was for me to attract certain women. And I had to live it down, and, I had people who were saying they're my friends, but they really weren't, and that was envy. That was not jealousy. That was envy. And again, if you're in that situation, if you have the self-confidence, and I'll tell anybody, no matter what they look, how big they are, if you have confidence and you know how to talk to a woman, you still have a shot, And if they turn you down, so what? You know what you say? You say next. N-E-X-T. Next. And you keep going. You don't give up. You stay confident. But yes, and I see it with the pretty girls thing, the high school things, where the cliques, the pretty girls, you can see in sororities. Certain sororities have certain, I won't even say the word. I'll drop it before I get in trouble. So yeah, attractiveness is a form of people being envious if their friend, family member, or even spouse is classified worldly as being more attractive than you are. Again, self-confidence. Professional status. I might have seen it. I just haven't really recognized it. But definitely I know that goes on. Where people want what you want. But you know what? The millennials want what you want from day one. They don't want to wait in line. They don't want to do their years in. So maybe this category shouldn't exist anymore. But back in the day, yeah. If you was the boss, if you were friends, and then all of a sudden the one on the job became the boss, and then all of a sudden everybody said, oh, they done changed. No, they got a position, and they got to do their job. They didn't change. They doing their job. And I used to hear it all the time. And I would say to myself, if you were in that same position, you'd be doing the same thing. They didn't change. They got a higher position. So if they were truly your work friend, they were truly not just a co-worker, you'd accept their position and you respect it. Oh, Lord, I did go over. All the songs are gone. But that's okay. I'm going to still go. I've got about a minute or so left. I'll be done. All right. But, yeah. You're on the job. You're on the job. You can't be, especially, and you see it in families where there's always one with a good job, and then they're just the assumption that they're rich, like they don't have bills. Most people, the more you make, the more you spend. They just have better toys. That's no assumption that they're the rich one, and then you hate on them because of it. It's crazy. All right. Last one I'll say social media. I assume that happens. I think I feel some way when I do see people who got X amount of followers and I only have, I don't think that's envious. I'm more like, well, hell, how can I get, So I think I'm more like, what did you do to get there so I can get there? So I don't think I'm in an envious position, but I assume that that's out there. So there's your sin, envy. It's the next to the last one, and I don't know if I'm going to do the last one next week, which is the most important one, which is pride. Probably do an hour on pride. So I'm done with envy. Let's end with our Bible verses. 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. Proverbs 14:30. A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Lastly, Romans 12:21. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Amen. All right, I'm about to run, so I got a bunch of stuff to do tonight. So have a great week, and I'll see you all again next Monday.